Happy Independence, Barbados. Chef Craig here, and I'm with my brother, Carl Henry. He's going to make a nice cocktail, and then I'm going to move into a nice dish, which I like to eat. So you can take it away, Carl.
Yes, hi, good day. My name is Carl Henry. I'm going to make a cocktail called Fancy Face today. Fancy Face, using the Star product, Clayton's Cola Tonic, 2 ounces. And I'm going to add 1 ounce of the Limers Strawberry Daiquiri.
Okay, nice strawberry.
Just give it a color. Two ounces of rum.
That's a dark rum.
Dark rum.
Oh,
Yeah.
nicely
I prefer
aged.
the dark, yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Very
You can't
nice.
have Independence without rum.
That's true.
Oh, not at all.
Ounce of simple.
Best rum in the world, man. Not just simple
Yeah,
syrup.
Simple syrup, yes. And then I'm gonna add some cucumber.
Oh, so this cucumber and the lime just to match your shirt in the blender, correct?
That's true. Everything is all
Oh,
colorful.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna add some ice.
Independent color coordination.
The best ice. That's true. That's true, Chef Craig.
Good stuff. I'm loving that. Loving it.
Yeah. There's some ice. The best ice. And then we're gonna give it a blend. Just for the color.
Oh, it's looking good.
Yeah.
So the limes are going to go in after?
I'm gonna give it a squeeze.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, cause I gotta squeeze.
So this kind of healthy meets proper alcohol in our wonderful rum.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Can live
It's
with
one
that.
whip.
Can live with that. And this strawberry daiquiri, this comes from Island Ice, correct?
Ice,
Distributed
that's
by
true.
Island Ice.
Yes.
Cola Tonic, distributed by Armstrong Agencies.
Armstrong Agencies.
Oh, good
That's
stuff,
true.
man.
Then I'm gonna pour the cocktail into the glass.
That smells like a really gourmet lemonade or rum sour, man. That smells
Very
nice.
nice. And I'm gonna top up with a bit of lemonade, which is Sprite.
Sprite.
Yeah.
And the same Barbados Sprite. Sprite. Anytime you feel sick or whatever, you drink some Sprite. Oh,
Yeah.
so you got a nice cocktail, but still with some healing
That's true.
agents in
I'm
it.
gonna garnish
Oh, I like that. I like that.
cucumber. And there you have it, Fancy Face.
So if we look at this line here, we can see that the units have slowly increased as the sales have increased. We have gained a market share of 3.2%, and we also expect our share price to increase so that we can increase customer care, which will increase. What we'd like to do is obviously increase the service so that
When you've lost your ooh, get it back with Thai Fu.
Sorry. Right, where was I? The 3% growth.
In 1880, in Battersea, London, Adam and John Clayton blended 3 worlds. They blended the mystical cola nut that John had brought back from his last trip to West Africa, Kent hops from England, and sugar from Barbados, in hope to share with the world the exotic Barbadian, African, and English flavors. In a full-bodied, non-alcoholic drink, they founded the wildly stimulating Clayton's Cola Tonic. Enjoy as a mixer with soft drinks, as a chaser with spirits, or straight over ice. Straight over ice. Straight over ice.
All right, so welcome back to 30-minute meals. This is the Independence edition. And as I mentioned before, we're going to be doing a nice beef stew infused with brown rum, and rice and peas, coleslaw, topped with drunken raisins. So what we're going to do, we're going to soak our raisins from the beginning. Since we have the best rum in the world, we're going to use it. And the thing that we're going to do is when I'm ready now for this stew, I'm going to just drain this rum from the raisins straight into the stew. All right, so we're going to start with our rice. Just going to start with some onion. You don't have to cut it perfect. A little bit rough. Some garlic. Just slice that. All right. What we're gonna do, they call it Dovin peas, I think that's what they call it. I'm gonna try my best to get close to that. We're gonna saute our peas, a little bit of the aloe vera, salted butter. We'll start it with that. Good. Nothing's wrong with butter. We've been cooking with butter for centuries. I can't even say years, centuries. So we got our butter going. We're gonna get our peas in. Get our onion and our garlic going as well. And for me, I like to drop my stems and everything in. They're already washed, the herbs are washed. That's some thyme. We're gonna drop some basil. And we're just gonna take some chives. We're gonna take them all out at the end. All right? So just gonna get that going. And now, while that's going on, just gonna steep a little tea because we're gonna use the hot water from the pot, from the kettle, nice KitchenAid kettle. We're gonna put that into our rice and as well into our stew. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna get my tea steeping. This is the Heath and Heather nettle tea. It's supposed to be calming and relaxing. So let that steep, and then as the peas and everything come together nicely, we're gonna add our water. So while that's going on, just gonna get our beef stew going as well. Just cut in rough, or rustic as they would say, because it's stewing down anyway. A little more garlic. And we all know how the stews came about with the older generations having to use the secondary cuts of meat in their cooking. So we couldn't just grill something. We didn't know much about grilling. It was all baking, stewing, that kind of stuff to break the meats down so they can be palatable and easily digested. Right, so this carrying on tradition, but changing it up a bit. Good. So we got that going. We're going to put these in and allow these to start to sweat. So by the time you're ready for our beef, you can just push them to one side and get the beef in there. So this is a nice cut of beef. It's just a beef steak. It's not stew beef. And we're just gonna cut it in some small dices. The fat content is low. It's closer to the muscle part of the beef. So we're gonna cut it smaller so it cooks more tender. So we're going strip first. And then we're gonna dice it after that. So in the meantime, we're just gonna give our rice, or our peas for our rice, a nice little toss. So that's coming along good. As they said Dovin, and I grew up in Dover, so it was, when I heard that when I was young, I was very confused. Dovin peas and from Dover, I just wonder if it came from there, but when I learned to cook, I found out that it was a cooking term or technique that we use. Later on, I found out it was called sauteing. But it's still Dovin for me, still Barbados. So you got to do what was being done before. All right. So the beef is all cut. What we're gonna do is bring our onions, our garlic, and our chives. Just gonna bring them over and get our beef in there. All right, we're gonna get rid of this cutting board as well. Get rid of any chances of cross-contamination. Switch our board. All right, so we got our rum. It's Barbados, it's our birthday. And we're gonna let those soak. Just gonna get this tossed together as well. And we're going to bring all of our flavors up. So our rice been washed already. Just going to drain it out. We're going to add it into what I learned is sauteed peas, what I used to call them, Dove or Dover peas since I was a Christchurch and still am a Christchurch boy. Right? So we're gonna get our rice in there. You know, some people would be cooking cuckoo and that kind of stuff on Independence Day, conkeys, all of those things. But being a chef and being a caterer, we prepare so much of those. I tend to just want a nice rice and stew or rice and baked chicken and nice coleslaw. That's my favorite. And being a Barbadian, that's what I like, so I decided to cut that today. All right, so as soon as we get a little more heat in here, we're going to add our water and come on up. We're going to start to work on our coleslaw. But in the meantime, we're going to take a quick break and come back and continue with our Independence edition of the 30-minute meals.
In 1880, in Battersea, London, Adam and John Clayton blended three worlds. They blended the mystical kola nut that John had brought back from his last trip to West Africa, Kent hops from England, and sugar from Barbados, in hope to share with the world the exotic Barbadian, African, and English flavors. In a full-bodied, non-alcoholic drink, they founded the wildly stimulating Clayton's Cola Tonic. Enjoy as a mixer with soft drinks, as a chaser with spirits, or straight over ice. Straight over ice. Straight over ice.
Cut, 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 chop, 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 shake, 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 grate, grate, grate. Only Maggie Season Up gives you the right rhythm to season your fish and fresh veggies in perfect harmony so that you hit the right note from the very start.
All right, so you're back here on 30-minute meals. This is the Independence edition, and I'm Chef Craig. We got our stew going. As we can see, that's getting happy. That's feeling the festivities. And our rice is going on as well. We dove our peas, or dovered them, as I would call it. And we're going to add our hot water. If you're a little short on your water, I think I'm fine. Oh yeah, I'm good. If you need any more, we can always add some more. But at this point, we're going to add the Maggi. This is the Maggi cube. This is a tradition in Barbados as well, believe it or not. And this is the garlic and herb Maggi cube. We're going to add 2 in there. See how those come up. And this is a trick. Or flavoring that I learned. Barbadian seasoning, I love Barbadian seasoning. As they say, take it everywhere in the world, representing Barbados. And I learned this from a chef. He's passed on now. Rest in peace. Mr. It's Chef Welch, actually. Yeah, he was a good guy, lots of fun. But he always say, Craig, man, you can't cut up all those herbs all the time. Put some seasoning in the thing. So I listened to him. I started to add seasoning to all of my stuff. When it was short on chopping, or I didn't feel like chopping, see? So the rice is coming along. I'm gonna put a cover on that. The stew is coming along as well. So in nice intense heat, we have it caramelizing at the bottom, flavors are coming together. And here's where get our seasoning in there. Just a little tip of water. Don't want to add too much water as yet, because this is a quicker stewing of the beef. Right, so that's good for now. One last Maggi, and he goes in there. All right, so we're gonna let that come up. So at this point in time, I'm gonna take a sip of my nettle tea, calm my nerves. And now, so the stew is coming good. At this point, we're going to add half of the rum. from the raisins. And your stew is going to end up being the best stew in the world because we have the best rum in the world. It's as simple as that. Cannot be any other level but at the top. Check our rice. It's coming down good. And there's always debates at the houses. I find the older generation will like the rice a little more friendly, a little softer. Younger generations like the aggressive rice. Fighting and staying apart, but not too far apart. But I kind of like to put it right in the middle. So I'm happy nevertheless. We're about to mix our coleslaw. The best rum in the world, soaked raisins, they're sitting and waiting. So we're going to add some water. And in this instance, we're going to use the Swiss barbecue sauce. This is distributed by Armstrong Agencies. Right, some barbecue sauce. I usually use ketchup for mine. You know, in the older days, you wouldn't have all of those tomato paste and all that kind of stuff. So you had to work with some nice ketchup, or what we would call it, what is it, whitewash or something like that? With the flour in the water, I'm not sure. Yeah, but you really don't have to use that today. I prefer to add flavor instead of just texture. I said whitewash. You think whitewash is when somebody got beat up in Barbados, so we don't want to do that on this set, boy. Not at all. So we're going to leave that out. We ain't whitewashing nobody. Good. We're going to make our coleslaw. Use a bit of mustard. Not too much. This is the Swiss mustard, also with Armstrong Agencies. Mayonnaise, the Swiss mayonnaise. Another great product from Armstrong Agencies. Right, so we're going to add that. Add a little bit of the MIS black pepper. That's good. And a little bit of Old Faithful pepper sauce. All right. Just gonna put that in there and get everything off of this plastic spoon. And we're gonna switch over to a bigger spoon. We're gonna add our dark brown sugar in here as well. It's a really, really nice sugar. All right. So as I mentioned before, I chose this dish because these are components that I like. And if I'm cooking what I like. Because you know your friends pass by sometimes at Independence Day, you do a little picnic. So if I was going to the picnic, I would prepare these dishes and take them with me when other persons would prepare the macaroni pie, the pudding and sauce, the conky, pumpkin fritters, all the confectionaries like the sugar cake, nut cake, all that kind of stuff. So this would be my contribution to that lime picnic, house lime, whatever you want to call it. Independence Day party, whatever. So that's how I like my coleslaw. Just gonna rest this in the chiller. A little bit of soy sauce in our stew. Oh, that's coming along good. The rest of the rum. Best rum in the world. Oh yeah. And as you notice, the Maggi is so nice, we didn't have to touch any salt. Salt and pepper is still right there. The rice is coming down, as we mentioned. Stew is coming down. Coming down very nicely. I'm just going to add a little bit of parsley to our coleslaw. That nice color. Fold that in when we're plating. Okay, so a quick recap. We started out with our rum soaked raisins using an aged brown rum, our rum infused beef stew, and then a nice dove peas, rice and peas, and our coleslaw basic coleslaw, nice creamy coleslaw with the brown sugar, a little bit of mustard, carrot, cabbage, and then we're going to plate it up. So just one more break, and then you're going to meet me here back in the Quartz KitchenAid kitchen in Bridgetown Megastore to finish up our 30-minute meals independence edition.
Cut, chop, 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 shake, 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 grate, grate, grate. Only Maggie Season Up gives you the right rhythm to season your fish and fresh veggies in perfect harmony so that you hit the right note from the very start.
My name is Nicole Knight. I'm a lecturer at the University of the West Indies, Cayfield campus. I travel pretty often on my job, and so for conferences and so on, I travel in the summer. Value Vacations is the place to go. They're very efficient. If you want to have a holiday or if you have to plan business travel, I find that they're very efficient, very organized in the way that they do things. So I tend to go to them because I want hassle-free travel, and I find that they deliver that very easily.
Okay, so we're back here with the Quartz 30-minute meals independence edition, and we're in the wonderful Quartz KitchenAid kitchen in the mega store in Bridgetown, Barbados. So, right now, some of the youngsters say it's cranking time, but right now it's plating time. Right, it's as simple as that. We're going to work with our coleslaw first. Right? Nothing's wrong with tradition. And I like mine creamy. I don't know who else likes a dry coleslaw or whatever, but this is the way that I like mine. Nice and creamy. And do not forget, you have our raisins here. There's always a naughty cabbage somewhere sticking out. I don't know what's wrong with them. All right, so we're just gonna rest this back in the fridge, because by the time you turn and by the time you're eating, somebody else want more coleslaw in Barbados, for sure. So be careful, these raisins are not for the kids. These are not for those kiddies. These are grown-up raisins. Right? So I think we could even stop right there, but we will not. Or just we wouldn't. Or I ain't stopping in Barbados. Right? Nice stuff going on there. Stew, finish. Rice, finish. Plating time. Since it's tradition, there's a friend of mine, Chef Matt Spence. He would always say, don't put parsley on your plate. But it's independence, a little tradition. You can't go wrong with that. Right? So here is I call this the in-between rice. Not too friendly and not too vex. Right? So we're gonna come straight away down. And we all know on that day when there's a lot of people around, it didn't really happen like this. But since we're in such a nice place like the Quartz KitchenAid kitchen for the independent special of 30-minute meals, make it look a little nicer. Alright? So we're just coming down, take your time, make it nice. Alright? Just bring that around. And that's good. Don't mind that round part. And it's stew time. So here now is the trick. A little press. Put your stew down. You know, there are a lot of guys that think Barbadian cuisine can't be elegant. And they say Barbadian cuisine or Bajan cuisine can be way more elegant than any other in the world. Right? Just gotta mix it up. You know us, we gravy in the rice. In the rice. And I like enough gravy. So we're putting on enough. Not a lot, or a good set, a huge amount, but enough. So that's how we speak here, all we just talk. A little bit of parsley. Can't go wrong with parsley. Can't tell me that ain't sweet. I had my friend earlier, Carl Henry, and he made a very nice cocktail with some aged brown rum, cucumber, lime, and we call this lime from the yard. And with the main ingredient being Clayton's Cola Tonic, and joined by, this is the Limer's Strawberry Daiquiri. This is distributed, the Clayton's Cola Tonic is distributed by Armstrong Agencies, the Limer's by Island Ice. So once again, Barbadian rice and peas, dove peas, with a nice beef stew, coleslaw, rum infused, or we call them drunken raisins, and a wonderful cocktail from Carl Henry. I'm Chef Craig Reynolds, better known as Chef Craig. This is 30 Minute Meals. Happy Independence, Barbados, and I'm out.